Hello, everyone. We are live with our buddies from Bezi to give you a wonderful spatial design demo and workshop today. Bezi is actually a title sponsor of our first ever conference, Design the Future, that happened yesterday in San Francisco and online. And a lot of the big topics were in spatial design. And so we're excited to give you some skills and tools that you can use to design a third dimension. And don't worry if you don't have any like 3D skills. Like I've used Bezi, it's like Figma for 3D. So I'm really excited. As also there is a like slight delay, like 20 seconds between what we see and what you see. But as we wait for us to trickle in for the first 3 minutes, we would love to know in the chat, what is your dream vacation and what kind of design do you do? Raf, what is your dream vacation and design you like to do?
Oh no. Well, me first. I mean, I already just took my dream vacation before, so yeah, I guess going to Japan. It was a great time to go to Japan as well. Mainly just because if you can't tell, I'm an anime fan. Japan, Tokyo was crazy. Loved it. What kind of design I do? I would say I'm into a lot of different types of design. I've probably done different types of design, from graphic design, web design, a little bit of UX, and then now spatial design with Bezi. But yeah, I mean that's the kind of design I do. But anything aesthetic as well is pretty much in my realm as well.
Amazing.
Oh, crossing the ocean via boat. Wow.
I actually lived 2 months on a cruise ship last year, so I have some thoughts on that. Photo damage and 3D scanner, nice.
Didn't you go to 20 countries?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Not all at once though, but I took like a 5-week vacation, but now I can't do that anymore because I quit my job and did startup stuff now. But yes, it was quite fun. And speaking of Japan, one of my goals is to make tech kawaii, because we have so many corporate events and I just like cute bunnies and help everyone be cute and have fun. What about you, Lacey? What is your dream vacation? What kind of design do you like to do?
Oh my goodness. Probably like getting lost in Italian wine country or something would be my dream vacation. Oh man, design wise, y'all, like I'm very new to this I was very new to this industry when I first came across Bezi, and we talk about the aha moment a lot. And my favorite thing was signing up, getting into the product, and like making a box, adding materials to it, adding texture. Like I didn't know anything about 3D design, and I'm just in Bezi building kind of this scene. And that was the moment where I was like, I've got to work for this company. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it's just gotten better. So I'm a spatial designer now. I'll add that to my resume.
Yes, you are a spatial designer, and everyone here can be a spatial designer after this as well. Without further ado, would love to hand it over to Raf. Raf, I'll have you take it away.
Sure. I'm just going to start presenting, but to add to what you mentioned earlier about Lacey, what you mentioned earlier, I believe that everyone will be a spatial designer in the future. I'll just use an example. Let's say the smartphone race, right? Before the smartphone, no one was designing for it. Now everyone's designing for it. So if you think about it that way, everyone will be a spatial designer in the future. Now, in terms of spatial design, I have a treat for you. We're going to do a little design in Bezi, and basically it's to recreate this on the right, and this is what you're going to be doing. We're going to be creating this in Bezi. It's going to be fairly straightforward. But before I go into to the actual design, let's talk about the brief and why this template exists. So this is for a retail spatial experience, right? And this retail spatial experience, there's a new brand, fictional brand. It uses blockchain-powered QR code to transparently track the carbon footprint from source, production, transport, and recycling, right? So this fictional brand has that, but the problem is the technology is a bit difficult for regular people to understand. So you as the designer has decided to use mobile AR, specifically with Bezi, to simplify, educate, and visualize this information, helping consumers understand and engage with the product. So that's what we're going to do. And as you see over here, we have a Figma template, right? We have a Figma template, and we're going to show you how to get to that right now. You can scan this right now, and you'll go into the Figma template. You'll go into the Figma template, but you can also find it in the our Figma community page. So you can go there and then just press open in Figma, and you can follow along with us as well. And let me just pick my user. Okay. Cool. So now this is the product. Sorry, this is the template in Figma. Now, before we go back to Figma, let's show you how to access this particular template, right? So we go back here and we go to gallery. In the gallery section in Bezi, you'll see something called spatial retail FMCG product. So just click that and you'll have access to our template. So it's just copying right now. And okay, cool. Now we have this. Let me just close these other windows. All right, so now this is what you're going to see in Bezi, right? Before we go and play with that, I'll just explain what's happening over here. This is a template, and you'll see here there's a demo, and this is just for you to have a look and see if you want to reverse engineer it, and we can play this demo to interact with it, and you'll see that it's pretty much what I was showing you earlier. Loading, yeah, so it's pretty much that. I'm just going to refresh really quickly, take up a bit more space on the screen, and yeah, once you click that, this little UI pops up. So now that we have that, let's just turn this off, this layer off, and then turn this on so that we can have a really great starting point. So we have this 3D model that we can start with, right? Now let's shift back to Figma, and within Figma, you'll see the design. But before we go to the design, let's just go and learn how to link Figma with Bezi, right? So there's some instructions here, and I should normally do it on my own personal one, but like you'll be able to see like what I'm working on, or my I don't want to dox myself, right? So yeah, so this is how you get your how to link your Figma with Bezi. First thing you need to do is go to personal settings, and then you'll see a window. Just scroll down, and once you go scroll down, you'll see this thing called generate new token. Just click that. Once you're there, it'll ask you to generate a new token. Just name it something, right? I named it Bezi. You can leave these settings as is and press generate token, right? Once you've generated the token, just copy it. Now in Bezi, what you need to do is you can select any object or create an object and just go straight to material, right? Go to material over there, and there we're going to hit select image texture, right? And from there, you need to hit Figma. Once you're there, it'll ask you to input your your Figma token. So then once you've done this and you press save changes, you now have a link to between Figma and Bezi. So to show you that link, I'm just going to go here, and we're going to start with animated card. I'm just going to go right click that and go to copy paste as, and then we'll copy link to selection. Now we'll just go straight back to Bezi, right? And right click, paste. And we'll just wait for that as it pastes in there. Waiting. It'll show up. Yeah, there you go. So there it is, all linked up. Just gonna organize this a little bit. One thing to note, I actually changed the background over here. So normally it will look kind of like this. Oh no. Okay. Oh, anyway, the background normally is, let me just copy this background because I want to save that. Anyway. So yeah, this is that file from Figma, and now it's loaded in. And let's just go back into Figma, and I'm going to copy this. Copy linked selection. Oh, by the way, this is all like this template is all, you can change it as much as you like because it's all the typography and everything's all laid out for you. And I'm just going to change the texture over here to right. So I'm just going to paste the Figma link over here, press enter. While that's loading, I'm just going to resize this to 300, was it? Okay, so the carton, let me just reduce that a little bit more. So the carton has loaded, and so did this one. These are now two loaded. I'm just going to show you how the Figma sync works. I'm just going to make a quick change over here, turn off the lines, and then I'm going to, let's change loop to circle. Oops, it's a little too big. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. Oh no. Okay, I want to fix that, but like, for time, we'll just leave it as is. And then let's just go back into Bezi. And then what I'm going to do is go up here, sync all Figma frames to reload that so that you'll see all the changes reflect in there. Just wait a little bit. While waiting, I'm just going to mess around with this. Okay, there you go. You see that? It's updated. So now it's circle, right? It's looking a little bit flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some lighting just to make it stand out a little bit more. And, oh, I think I need to change this from unlit to standard just to add a little bit of lighting there. So as you can see, quite quick. And you can definitely start your workflow in Figma and then start importing it here. Let's just mess around with lighting a little bit because lighting is one of the most important skills to have when designing in spatial design. Very much like photography or even 3D modeling. But yeah, photography is a good example. So yeah, that's nice and nicely lit. We can change the color a little bit just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. All right, cool. So looking nice. Let's make this a little bit thicker at 2 meters. And we're going to start building the user interface over here. Let's just change this to standard material just to give it a little bit. And we'll mess around with this just to make it stand out a bit. What I'm trying to do is make those edges look really nice, kind of glass-like. So just switch that to 1 meter and you can see nice rounded edges. Going to lower that a little bit just to make this a little bit more performant. All right, and I'm just going to reduce the size to 110. Oops, unlock that. 105. So yeah. And I am just going to change the tiling in a bit, and I'll show you why I changed the tiling in a little bit. You'll see. It's just where we are right now. Okay. Now that we have that, let's go into Bezi AI. Now we're going to generate a little truck on the bottom, right? And the reason why we're generating the truck, now Now, let's say the purpose of this is, like, say if you're in the beginning of a project and you're in the pitch phase, right? But you don't have a 3D modeler available to you. The budget has not been approved to buy 3D models. What can you do? You're on a strict timeline and you need to make a prototype immediately by the end of the day, right? So you can use some Bezi AI to help you out with that. Let's type in like an orange truck. And I want it sort of cartoony style. So let's go with a Pixar style. And what it's going to do is going to first search through the community. But if there's no assets that you like in the community, you can press generate and it'll generate a low res orange truck for you. Like, let's say 10 to 20 seconds. So you can already start using, oh no, it has okay. It has sort of like a Cars look, but that's okay. Now, these are low resolution, but if you want to, we can. Oh, they're still rendering. You can see the progress over there. It's 57%. While that's doing what it's doing, let's continue and work on this. Just going to make a cylinder. Ooh, what happened to the cylinder? Oh, the cylinder is back there. Really big. What size could I make this cylinder? Let's say 40. 4. And I'm just going to rotate that. Bring it up here. Let's change the size a little bit to, let's say, 80. Yeah, 80 looks like a good number. So we're just going to start making oh, it might be a little too small. My perfectionism is hitting me right now, and I'm on a strict timeline. So I don't know what to do. Focus on perfection or, doing this right. But yeah, let's just go and prepare that while waiting for that to load. Just going to go mess around in material and yep. So, and I'm going to duplicate that again and then make another one. And this time we're going to smoothen that out a little bit and move it a bit forward while making it a little bit smaller. Let's say, I don't know, what can we make it? 85. Yeah. Okay. No time for perfection at the moment, but I think that's good enough, close enough to that. And the truck, let's just minimize that for now. And start doing a little bit of typography. Let's go here to object and we'll put in a little bit of typography. Let me just open up my reference. Just a sec. I can't remember what I typed. Carbon oat record. And as you can see, the typography features of Bezi is quite similar to any design tool that you would have used in terms of typography. Let me just change the material. What is that? Okay, and I'm just gonna select the font. But if you want to import your own font, you see this one over there, you can import your own font. If you look at there on the right next there, import your own font. But for now, for the purposes of this, we're going to stick to that. Okay. And next, let's copy that, drag it down, move it a little bit forward. And let's reduce the size by 0.5 or 0.8 and type in 280 kg. Oops, kg. Let's make that extra bold. Yep. Let's make it a little bit bigger too. No, 1.5. My perfection is hitting me hard. Okay. There is more text, but for the purposes of this, let's just add just one more piece of text, which is, I would say, the most important part of this, which is keep the loop closed. Cycle. There we go. And 1. Reduce that by 0.5 and 200. I almost missed a spelling mistake out. So, whenever you're designing something and you're just so focused on the design, you end up making mistakes in the copy. Well, that's just that almost happened to me. Okay. You can put a button over here, but for the purposes of time, let's not put that button there. Okay. And let's go back to Bezi AI and okay. Let's pick one of these structs. You can normally, you can upscale the model and then spend another credit. But for the purposes of time, we'll just use this low resolution model. Click and drag that in. Wait for the model to load, and there you go. Normally, the model will be a bit more high res than that, but you can't tell right now, can you? I'm sure everything's kind of pixelated anyway. I'm sure that's a good enough excuse for now. And moving on, let's just position that truck over there. Oh no, what happened to the text? Anyway, easy fix. Just copy that again. And did I accidentally delete it? I might have accidentally deleted it.
I love the way your
280
brain
kg.
works, Raph.
My
I
what?
love hearing the
My brain?
play-by-play. I love the way your brain works and hearing the
Oh.
play-by-play.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully it's entertaining. Let's go back to 82. Okay, cool. So now that's all there. I'm just going to press Shift and select all of that and align everything so everything's nice and straight. Right? The typography is a little bit off, but I'm guessing everyone on chat can forgive me for that. Okay. Cool. So let's group everything. Let's delete this body rig. Okay. Select, Shift, and then group. Boom. All right. So now we have everything laid out. This is the layout. Let's start making this interactive. Okay. We'll call this AR card. Name our
Hey, Raph.
objects. Mm-hmm.
Before you add the interactions, we had a question about Figma and after pasting the token from Figma. Can you just do a quick high-level overview on just talk about kind of that workflow again once you paste the token from Figma?
Oh, I mean, once you
Oh,
paste the token, once you paste the token from Figma, and once you paste the token from Figma, all you need to do is just go into your project, into your Figma project, and just select the frame. Right click the frame and press copy paste as, and then this is the link, copy link to selection. So this is what you need. One cool thing about this is that if you have buttons, or if you have this entire frame, or if you have even like an entire layout, you can copy paste that. It even supports transparency. So if you want to layer things like glass behind it, you can. So you can replicate things like, say, the Vision OS user interface with glass. And all you need to do is just the easiest is just right click and paste.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll show a quick example of that really quickly. Just copy link to selection, and I like doing it because it's super fast, and you'll see it pop up over here on the bottom eventually. Okay, there you go. All right, but I'll delete now because it doesn't look good there. Okay, so now let's start making everything interactive, and this is my favorite part of Bezi, is making everything interactive. It's the reason why this software is so awesome. Now, what we're going to do is create a quick box, and I'm going to just visually make it there so that you can understand what I'm clicking. So the user will be clicking this invisible box, which is somewhere over there. We'll call it interact. Yep. And I'm just going to put it in the carton group. All right, cool. So we now have a interaction. And now let's start selecting everything that we want as an interaction. So over here, I want the orange truck to move, and I want one of these cylinders to move. Oh, wait, let me just move this a little bit back so that there's no, what do you call that? Z fighting. All right, cool. So this is what I want to move. Okay, and the next thing I want to move is the orange truck and the Figma frame. So select that and go to state machine. With all of those selected, everything I want to move, let's make a new state. All right, and then from that state, let's do a little bit of an animation. So here from base state, we're going to have a little bit of interaction, and we're going to point this interaction to, oh, okay, it's hidden under a few layers. I have to expose it a little bit. All right, let's go back, select those, and hit interact. So now when you press interact, all of these will animate. So we'll go from the base state to this state. And let's make that 0 for now. And over here, I want this to go automatic. And I want it to loop. Some of them I want it to loop. I can't remember which one needs to loop, but we'll keep it like that for now, and it will go individually. Okay, so the truck is the one I want to loop. So with the truck selected, I'm just going to go up a little bit, go back there, press loop, and do a little bit of a spring in and out with a ping pong at, well, let's say 800 milliseconds. Now go to the Figma frame, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a linear and make this 4,000. Let's say 4,000. And hit loop. Keep that ping pong there. And in state 2, what we're going to do is go to standard material. Now, just a really quick note. Anything that you do here on the right properties panel is stateful, meaning that you can record different states depending on the settings that you have over here. So that includes this as well. I'm going to do let's say a 10 offset, right? At auto. Cool. Now let's just test that, and then we're going to press play and test that and see how that looks. Ooh, 15 minutes on the clock. Will we make it? Oh no. Wait, reset. Okay, that's embarrassing. It didn't play. Not sure why it's not playing, but let's try that again. Okay, state.
Always happens when you're live in front of an
Yeah,
audience, right?
yeah, totally. Well, anyway, while that's working, let's see why it's not moving. So that's pointer down at interact. That's correct. It's correct. Let's see. Let me just select all and see why it's not moving. Go down, up. Okay, let's just make it a little bit more obvious and then go here to this. And what we're going to do is just move that around. You can perfect this a little bit on your own later, but yeah, let's just keep it at that. And yeah, okay, so that goes from there, and there. All right, and let's add another animation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that, go back here, and this is going to be hidden. All right. This I selected the entire AR card group, and what I'm going to do is when interact is selected, this will animate out. So I'm just going to hide it. And make it a little bit smaller at, let's say 0.3. Okay. Cool. And then visibility at 0. All right. So when that gets clicked, it goes up and out there. All right. Let's reset and test it. That's so strange. I don't understand why it's not working, but you know what? Let's try and just make it a little bit bigger. Oh, it might be because I didn't press enable AR mode. There you go. Boom. Could speed this up a little bit just so that we can see the animation a little bit better. It's all about testing and retesting. It's not perfect in some spots, but you can make it perfect on your end. But I will just add a little bit more there. Okay, so that interaction works, right? Yep. And that one doesn't work, but that's okay. You know when you're trying to solve something and you'd rather solve that instead of moving on? But yeah, I have to move on. So what I'm going to do next is add a body rig. And the body rig is a visual representation of the human body. It's up here. And I'm just going to change the controllers to hands first. Right. So this is the visual representation of the body. It's a very powerful feature of Bezi. It lets you program interactions. And the most basic interaction I'm going to program now is have a behavior. And this behavior is, I'm going to do a look at behavior. And what I wanted to do is to look at the head of the human. So I'm just going to go here to behaviors, look at target, and hit head, right? Let's go back to the AR card again and press play to preview it. And as you can see, it's pointing towards the head. If I move this body around, it moves accordingly. And I recommend you play around with behaviors because there's more. There's also follow, but we won't be using follow for now. So I think this is ready to go to preview. So what we're going to do first is just get rid of that red box. Okay, and just make it, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to make it an invisible by making it 0% visibility. Okay, and test before we go in. Let's try and refresh. Making it invisible actually, not sure why that's happening, but let's just keep it at 1%. Okay, it's working-ish. There we go. Okay, the lighting is a little bit bright, but yeah, that could be fixed later. Okay, so I think we're ready to start previewing this on on mobile AR. So to start previewing it on mobile AR, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone and go here to play and go to mobile, and you're going to get a QR code. And if you're in the audience right now, you're more than welcome to try it out. Let me share my screen. Lacey, just let me know if you can see my screen. It worked last time, so hopefully it'll work this time. Can you see
Yep,
that?
we can see it. Mm-hmm.
Great, great. Okay, so I'm going to go into XR browser. You know what I forgot to do? Copy the actual code. Okay, what I'm going to do is go back and copy the QR code. Okay, and then go back to sharing my screen. Okay. So it's loading, 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 and boom. Okay, so just go to the top right over there. It says AR. Okay, cool. And we're just going to place it over there. All right, cool. So as you can see, let's just press reset so that it goes back to its normal state, right? It's all its base state. And we're going to press the button there and it pops up. It pops up very quickly. So I think what I'm going to do is just go back into the project and I'm going to get everything to base state. Base state, set all to base state. Where's my mouse? Set everything to base state and I'm going to set that to hidden. Okay, now go back to screen. All right, I'm just going to refresh this. Quick note, the reason why I have an Apple Vision Pro is that we have an early access to our Apple Vision app that we will be releasing sometime later this year. So if you're keen on using Bezi on Apple Vision Pro in the near future, sign up for our early access. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to press the QR code for it to pop out. And there you go. Oh, it's going really, that's a really fast looking truck. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, that's everything in a nutshell. I hope that was fairly straightforward to follow. If you have any questions, now is a great time to ask.
Let's see, I've added the link for if you want to sign up for early access for the Apple Vision Pro app. Well, actually, Grace, I may send this over to you because for some reason it is telling me that I can't, that the comment is failing to post. Thank
I
y'all
will
for
try.
joining us.
Thank
Okay,
y'all for
thank you.
joining. Let me try posting that too right now. And I'll send it to everyone on email and drop it in our Discord right now as well.
Perfect.
Cool. Let me drop that. Yeah, feel free to drop any questions that y'all have in the chat. We have 5 more minutes. Or there's anything else you want to demo, Raph, feel free to do so now.
Oh, why not? While I have you all, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to play around with some behaviors, right? So let's go back to AR pop-up. And let's go at behaviors. Oops, that's the demo. I'm going to turn off the demo and then go back to the tutorial. Okay, so go to AR card. And let me just go back to the base state so that we can see it. And let's play that behavior right now. That's looking good, but let's look at adding a follow behavior, and we'll target it at, let's say, the hand. Right now, this is specifically for headsets. So if you have a Meta Quest 3 and you want it to follow your hand, you can do that by going here, follow, and we're gonna. Oops, let me just open that up. Well, let's get it to follow the left hand. Where'd my mouse go? I can see. Okay. Where did it go? Okay. Go to left hand. Great. So now it's following the left hand, and we shall just mess around with those settings. Okay. Maybe 20 millimeters. So as you see, it's actually locking to the hands, right? Was it minus 40? No, it might be this. Minus 40 and minus 50. There we go. So if I were to play this on a Meta Quest 3, it'll be following your left hand. Or you can get it to follow your head, right? So we can just aim it towards the head as well. So if you want that user interface to follow your face as close as that, you can do that. It's a little too close for comfort. So let's just move it there. Oops, minus 300. Actually, if I were to preview this on my phone, it should go to the face. Let's see. Let me just remove follow in the hidden state and then keep it on in the base state where I want it to go. So let's go back into my phone and see how that looks like when I click that button. Just going to refresh it. Share my screen. One minute left. Okay, go to AR mode. Find somewhere to lock it. I need a surface to lock onto. Lock. All right. And when I press it, it should go straight to my phone, onto my phone. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Let's just, yeah. Okay. Okay, now it's locked to my phone. So as you can see, wherever I move my my phone, this thing follows me. I can even like make it follow a lot faster. if you reduce the smoothness over here. But yeah, right here, that's the smoothness. It will play. It will stick to the camera 1-to-1. So yeah, there you go. Wow, I just made it exactly on time.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
No
Really
worries.
appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you,
you for
the
having
team
us.
at Bezi. Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks so much for also being the title sponsor of our lovely first conference, Design the Future.
Thank you so much, Grace. We had a great time.
I'm so glad. Yes, I got to hop to our next live stream now, but I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.